50 years after independence, we're still talking about zoning. Is reflective of the fact that Nigeria still wallows in a state of medicinal statism, cankerous tribalism, ethnocentric chauvinism, syphilitic parochialism, epileptic nepotism, catalytic barrackboism, and state brigandage of the bluest dye.
Dissolve! Dissolve! Dissolve!
Now, the Igbos have received serious bashing in Nigeria.
Just look at me, sir.
In terms of marginalization. This is a country that has survived going to 50 years after the Civil War, and people were given 20 pounds no matter how much you had in the bank, and they survived with that 20 pounds and are still standing. These were people that were promised rehabilitation, reconciliation, reconstruction, and all those were practicing the breach. 50 years after, we're still fighting in the parliament for a Southeast Commission to do those three things that were promised after the Civil War in 1970. This is a people who, in the last election, showed that they have the population to vote in a president for Nigeria. Now, recently, the gentleman who was championing Oduduwa Republic and who was incarcerated in a neighboring country has been released and is free and is traveled abroad. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, who was also championing the creation of Biafra, has been kidnapped, incarcerated, even after the courts have said that he has no case to answer. The Igbo see it as further telling them that they are second-class citizens in their own country, and there is a different treatment for them as compared to others. These same Igbos made their own contributions, which in no way you can say is inferior to the contribution of any other part of Nigeria for the independence of our country. These are people who are they are lucky that God created them with the spirit of enterprise. And you have seen what I've done with their 20 pounds. Go around Nigeria and tell me how many cities you see that are as well developed as, even let's take the state capitals. Not to talk about going to the hinterland in Igbo land and see the mansions that enterprise has created. So the country has refused to use these people for the growth of the country's economy. If they allowed the Igbos to thrive and to influence others positively, rather than hounding them wherever they are, I think the country would have developed faster and better. Igbos created Lagos, Igbos created Abuja, Igbos created Kaduna, Kano, most of the country, Port Harcourt. And when you have such people, it is the country for the country to use them to the country's advantage and not to continue to suppress them. So we feel very, very unhappy in the Nigerian states. But what we promise Nigerians is that we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here until we reap the full benefits of our contribution in building this nation. It is either a magnanimous, the tribalized leader gives us what is our due, or by the grace of God, when we get there, well, if the current mantra is the only way people can get their due in Nigeria, when it is our turn, we'll see whether we produce an Igbo leader that will also follow that mantra and give the Igbos what they deserve in Nigeria. But we are not begging for pittance. We are not begging for something that we don't deserve. We are not begging that what belongs to anybody should be given to us. No, give us the freedom to be equal partners with every member of this nation. Allow us to grow and thrive freely in our own country, and allow us to occupy positions that are valuable to every citizen of this country to occupy. So in a nutshell, we're asking for equity. We're asking for fairness. We're asking for justice in Nigeria.
All right. So he has spoken well. But personally, I do not agree with him in all the things he said. Oh yes. He said that we go nowhere, that we are going to stay here until we reap the fruit of our labor, whatever. Personally, I agree that this time around, it is for us to plant our own tree and start reaping the fruit ourselves. As you join hand with person, plant tree, e reach the time wey una go reap the fruit, the person come drag and say na im own. Wetin you go do? No be for you to leave and go plant your own. So for me, I think it is time for us to leave this tree and go and plant our own and start reaping it ourselves. Oh yes. You see, now I mean no insult to this man. I love him and he spoke well, as you can see, as you can hear. But it baffles me sometimes when I see these our elders say some negative things about Biafra. These are people who has fought for this cause and they didn't get it. And we are here to continue it. They should be supporting us. They should be speaking well of this. Honestly, forgive me, I'm just saying it this way. You have fought for this same cause, this thing we are talking about. You have fought for it. You struggled to get it. You couldn't get it. And our generation is here trying to get it. And we are here saying that we should forget it. Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I know they feel them when I see elders saying that we should forget about Biafra and stay in one Nigeria and reap the fruit. And so he also went ahead to say that we'll wait until when it is our turn to give us this, to give us that. Haba. Since when they born me, now they tell me say Nigeria go good. How many years now? How many years? My father tell me the same thing, say since they born am, they tell us say Nigeria go good. Till now. So sir, tell me when Nigeria go good. When that thing wey you dey find, when it go reach your hand. You know this popular saying in Igbo that na nwata chọba nke ọbụla ajọ mma. That is exactly what is happening now. The Igbos are wanting their own now. Now they have become bad egg. They have become a dot in a circle. Anyway, please, sometimes when I hear these elders talk, I'll be asking myself, it be like say this is why our leader talk, say some elders they get score for head though. Now, I mean no insult. I'm not insulting the man, but honestly, this one I'm just generalizing it. Some of our elders get score for head though, honestly. Anyway, please let me allow you now to watch this analysis that our dear brother Barrister Darlington gave, and then you understand what we are talking about. But for me, it is time for us to plant our own tree and start reaping it ourselves instead of dragging or waiting till we get our turn on this tree. I beg, this tree don't dry. The tree don't dry. No fruit today there again to reap self. Please watch this video, please.
Critically, the 5 Southeast states. Now, in terms of resources, I mean, there are more oil wells outside the Southeast than within the Southeast. So what exactly is the federal government interested in the Southeast that they can't let them go?
Aha, you are talking. Now, remember, it is that of what? Fear, paranoid.
Okay.
You know, if they allow the Southeast to go, the likelihood is that other regions will want to go too. That is the first thing that they are afraid of.
Okay.
They forgot that the Igbo man, his own lifestyle, his own, makeup, his own worldview is different. As an egalitarian society and all that, all this thing about having one man up there who will tell you what people want to do is not common with us, even though we have business and all that. That is why they have been able to come out of the civil war to be where they are today. Are you getting it? So if you allow such a person who are very diligent at work, who, in fact, who are everything you can think of in terms of what? resource management, in terms of diligence, in terms of creativity, who will not do it for Nigeria?
So you think that you think that Nigeria is having an Igbo problem, as the case may be?
I think that is the word to put. That's how to put it. Yes, they are afraid of Igbos, nothing else. They are afraid of Igbos. That is why they have militarized the whole place to check anybody that passes. Whether you are IPOP, whether you're whatever, whether you're planning to leave or whatever.
Talking about militarization now, Barrister Darlington, we have another report here, where Imapaf also come up to dismiss, the report that police raided IPOB camp in Imo State. Why is it that we have a particular man's name always being mentioned whenever, or a state being mentioned whenever the issue of IPOB resonates? 2022, thereabout, Hope Uzodimma was mentioned. We have the likes of Mickey Hedioha and Rochas Okorocha and others. They were fingered to be the people who are causing, instability in the southeast using insecurity from this IPOB.
My dear, it is very obvious. Because when number 4 became number 1, we knew there was a game plan. It was obvious. Because just like I've said in other platforms, since the creation of Imo State, we have been having governors, both military and civilian. None of them have witnessed this type of insecurity in Imo State until Hope Uzodimma came there. Ihedoha was there for the few years he was until the Supreme Court now brought Hope Uzodimma upon us. We didn't vote for him. It's obvious. Nobody has explained to us how number 4 became number 1 in Imo State. That will tell you that ab initio, they were looking for somebody who would do their business in Imo State, and immediately he came.
So that's a very tough accusation.
Okay, well then I'm coming. Let me explain myself. But is it a fact that we didn't have insecurity until Hope Uzodimma came? Is it a fact? So how come under his word this thing escalated to where it is today? How come? And he didn't do anything though. He even was very proud that he invited the military to come to him and said, over what? What was going on then? Were we fighting? No. So you can see, they always use somebody among you to destroy you. That's what they do. There is nothing to be done or to be said that we have not done. From Buhari to Tinubu. We have been going about this in peacefully. Is that not true? What is that discussion we have not had with them at Asoro? What is that discussion? When they release Sowore and Sundibo, their people do not even go this far in pleading for their release. But to tell you that there is an agenda against the Igbo, that's why they are doing all this to that young man, nothing else. The Supreme Court said that we don't even have a law to try this thing you did in Kenya. Is that not a fact? Even advising Nnamdi Kanu to sue the federal government for what they did to him. So when you have seen all this, what else are you looking for? At their peacock, Michael Zekome quashed the 15-count charge against him. Yet they detained him. Yet they detained him on curious charges. So when somebody have seen you as a threat, there's nothing he will not do to eliminate you. That's what they are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. It's not as if this guy has done what no other person have done. Sunday, Sowore called for revolution. Revolution now. Is that not reasonable felony? Where is it? Is it not working about? This terrorist, look at what in fact, this terrorist is even more annoying. Did the IPOP do 1/4 of what the terrorists are doing in the north today? Did they do you know that the worst offense you can commit is to kill a human being? Murder. Mass murder. Yet, the federal government just look the other side. As if it is not important.
But Barrister, this looking the other side, where do you locate it?
I located in the fact that the hatred against the Igbos is still there.
All right then.
For something they did not do. Even when IBB have written a book to exonerate, they are still, that mindset is still there. It's still there. Is there any time the Igbos say, Lagos, so don't do your culture, don't do whatever?
They are saying that they should stop calling Lagos no man's land.
Who's doing that?
That Lagos is not no man's land.
God, Esther, please, hold on.
That's what they always say.
Hold on, always.
That is wrong.
Listen, please, I don't want you to get me worked up.
You're already worked up. I want you to speak.
No, the way you are talking, I don't like, is that you are in cahoot with them. Please,
in cahoot with who?
Please, Esther, was there any time in this Lagos that the Igbos gathered and held a meeting and say from today Lagos is the no man's land, will not recognize.
They usually respond like that on social media. Some persons respond like that on social media.
And you are sure they are Igbos? You have started again. You have started again. And you are sure the people doing it are the Igbos? Why not look at how they behave physically? Maybe when you go to centers of business where the Igbos are in majority, go there and see whether they behave in such a manner. That is what I'm telling you. Leave social media alone. Anybody can use that to put the Igbo man in problem, and you are claiming that they only respond. Are you sure that the Igbo that are responding in such a manner, Esther? Are you sure? Can you take that into court? Can you verify it? Look at what you can see physically. From Ladipo supermarket to Computer Village, go there. Esther, how many times have they closed down the Ladipo supermarket by the Lagos State government? Did the Igbos riot and say no, we will not agree? They always obey what the government told them. We brought them here. They discussed about them, their leadership. They discussed how they obeyed, how they even paid the money that the Lagos State government asked them to pay. Is there any time the Igbos are fighting government in this Lagos, Esther? These are things you can verify physically. Every time you are referring me to, they always refer. Do you know who's on social media? Do you know who's talking from there?
All right, Barrister. So what is your solution?
My solution is that these people should stop and make the Igbo man halfway in our peaceful nature. We have moved on. We have moved on since after the war. Even the 3R, we don't even want it again. Let them take it. We don't want it. Is that not what is going on with the Igbo man? Why are you people every time they will raise issues that are not there? You left the real issue and you are chasing the Igbo man up and down. Is this thing that happened during the last election, Esther? Did any of us react? Esther, did we react in any form or shape? Did we react? All the insults you have been receiving, did anybody respond from the southeast? These are things that will tell you that, yeah, this is how these people behave. They don't have time for all these things. Instead of you to look at it that way, you are talking rubbish.
All right. So what do you think? Please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think. All right. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much and God bless you.